Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is Rocco S5, and today I'll be teaching you one of the coolest features in CSS called attribute selectors, right? So it helps you style elements in CSS using the attributes, right? Let's get into it. So what are attribute selectors, right? So attribute selectors allows you to target HTML elements using the attribute. So example of the attributes, we have the types, href, src, and placeholder target values. So these are the we have types, placeholder, required, href. These are all attributes. Okay, so these are all attributes. So what I'm about to take you through is the types of attribute selectors we have. Normally we have more than they are very plenty, they are plenty, and I'm going to walk you through only 5 of them. So let's get into it. So the first one we have here is basic attribute selectors, right? So the basic attribute selectors selects, it helps you select element that has a specific attribute, right? A specific attribute. So I have an example here which I'll be using throughout this video to explain all the attributes, right? All the types of attributes. So we have basic attributes here. Now, as I said earlier, it helps you this selects an element that has a specific attribute, right? So a specific attribute that I'm saying here, we have a required. Required is a specific attribute, right? So it tells the input that the user must enter something inside a box before moving to the next stage. Okay, so a required type. So let's get to our CSS and let's give it an effect. So we select, so let's call in the input element. So input, then we bring our bracket. Attribute is mostly called with open brackets, open and close box brackets, right? Sorry. So inside it we type in required to call out the attribute. Then open bracket. So now let's give it an effect. So let's give it a border property, right? So let's say 2 pixels. Should be solid, and the color should be let's say pink will be fine. And also let's add some padding, right? Okay, so let's save this and let's see the effect. Okay, so there shouldn't be a space over there. Let me change the color so that it will be visible to us. So red. So now you can see here in the website here that the first input tag which had the required attribute has been selected, and the effect, the properties has been affected, right? So it has a red border, just as we did here, a padding of 5, so it's bigger, and the space around it. So that's how basic attribute selector works. Okay, yeah. So let's move on to the next one. We have attribute is equal to value selector, right? So for that one, let's use this example. Okay, so attribute is equal to value. So this one targets element with a specific attribute and specific value, right? So a specific value attribute, you are saying input based on the example we have here, and a value, you are saying let's take email, right? Email. So let's use that one and let's see the effect. Okay, so input, then box bracket, yes, then type. Let's also give it the same properties. So let's save that, and you can see. Now you realize there were two input boxes here, but based on our CSS code here, we have specifically, selected using this value. So type is equal to email, right? So the property is going to affect only this input box, which the type email in it, right? So it's going to affect, and that's what we have here. Good. Let's move on to the next one. Attribute containers, right? So attribute container, this is used when the value contains some text, right? So you are going to give it, let's use this example, right? Okay. So it is used when it contains a specific text, right? So let's call it out. So it is an anchor tag, right? It's a link. So let's call out the anchor tag. Then box bracket, give it the href, hashtag. Okay, let's change this to Instagram.
I don't know. Hey, what's your last time? I don't know.
Let's change this to Instagram. Okay. Let's change the color for it to be visible. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Alright, so let's save this. And you can see the effect here. So what we have done is we gave it an attribute, which is the anchor tag, and we have given it a value, which is with a specific word. So in order for you to use a specific word, you have to bring this symbol there, the asterisk sign, in order for you to use a specific word that is inside the HTML tag here, right? So you can see in the link we have Instagram here, right? So it's going to affect this anchor tag or this link. It's going to affect it. The property here is going to affect it. As you can see here, only Instagram link has been changed in color. Good. Let's move on to the next one. We have attribute start with. So attribute starts with, so it selects elements where the attribute value starts with something, right? So for that, you are going to use this example. That is also a link, right? So as you can see here, this link starts with HTTPS, and the other one HTTP without an S. Okay, so let's see something here. So what you're going to do is to call out, give it an attribute and call out its value, and you're going to type only HTTPS, and you're going to see the effect in our website here. So let's do that. So we call in input, box bracket, then we bring in href. Good, it's already here. So we give in a caret is equal to https with a yellow color, right? So let's save this, and we can see, hold on, let's check something here. Oh, okay, so that wasn't an input tag, it's an anchor tag rather. So let's save this. Good, and we see the effect here. Okay, so what we have done is we gave it an attribute and we gave it a value, and we are saying it should, the property should only affect only the starting word with https. And as you can see here, every anchor tag which starts with https, the property will affect it. So as you can see here, we have http here in this anchor tag, we have another one here, https. So that is why 3 of the links has been highlighted with yellow background. Okay, so for the last one, we have attribute end with, and as you can see, it is the opposite of start with. So for that one, we are also going to use a different example. I used img, that is image. Okay, so let's the end with selector, right? This applies to style. This applies style to all image ending with .png according to our example. So let's key in this amg. Let's select the attribute box bracket slc png. Okay, everything is here. That's an orange color, very clear. So let's save this, and you can see these 2 images that has been uploaded has been affected by the property. As you can see here, we give it a border 3 pixels solid and a color and a padding of 5. You can see there's a space. You can see there's a space between it. There are spaces there. That's the padding effect. Okay, so let's go back to the HTML file. So what we have done is that we told the CSS that it should only affect, or it should only select the attribute with the ending .png, and as you can see here, we have .png. So it's going to hide the effect is going to affect all these images here, these 2 images here. Good. All right. So based on this, that's everything you need to know about CSS attribute selectors. If you find this helpful, like and subscribe, comment down below, and let me know the CSS topic we'll be treating next. See you on the next video.